I really hate the way that we have turned small talk into something to be frowned on, or something not necessarily frowned on, something we frown ourselves from doing. Um, by that I mean we don't reach out to people because, oh, I don't know what to say, I don't know how to reach out, because we are made to fear small talk. We're scared of just saying, "Hi, how are you? How have you been? How's the weather? How's life been?" Because sure, I understand why some people will feel like the conversation is not fruitful enough, because in this world, in this current society that we live in, we're made to think that every single talk has to be meaningful and has to be a zinger. Every conversation has to be, 2 hours long, and we talk about everything. And no, it shouldn't. We feel like we're bothering people by just saying, "Hi, how's it going? How have you been? Just thinking of you. You were on my mind, and I just wanted to, you know, let you know that I care and I'm here, and you know, you matter to me." Just something like that. Just something simple. Um, we've pretty much created a circumstance, a world, a situation where it's impossible to just talk to someone without having a purpose. We all are seeking out something to break the ice with. Like, I've had countless times when I wanted to reach out to someone because I thought they were really cool, right? I didn't know how to reach out to them because I was like, oh, I have to have something in common. I have to mention something or talk about something, and that's how it happens. That I rarely even reach out to people. Um, but sometimes I just say hi and say, "Hey, I I've been interacting with you quite a bit, and you seem cool, and just wanted to reach out." And oftentimes, like almost all the time, I also get told that, yeah, I've been meaning to also talk to you, but I didn't know how to approach you. And it is quite sad that we don't really know how to approach people. Like, we know how to approach people, we just shame ourselves into not doing it, because just saying hi, just being forward about, "Hey, how are you? How's it going? You've been on my mind, and I want to say that I care, and I would like to talk to you more." Or, "I miss you. You have meant a lot to me in the past." Not in a romantic way, more like, "Hey, you've helped me a lot in the past, and you are someone that is very important to me, and I want to talk to you more and catch up sometime." I feel like we are frowning on small talk so much because of this culture of constant availability, but also time economy. Um, because at the same time, while small talk is being less normalized, another thing that is less normalized is taking your time writing responses, right? I am someone who, when I was younger, when I was a teenager, I used to freak out big time if someone took 10 minutes or 20 minutes to respond. And sometimes I do too when my anxiety gets the worst out of me, even now. It's a very normal flaw. Um, but I am also someone who likes taking their time. Like, if I'm doing something and I would rather not have to stop every minute or so, I will take my time. Sometimes I forget, but I always clarify that if I don't respond to someone, it isn't because I'm ghosting them or because I'm being emotionally distant. And I feel like that's what happens with the majority of people, but we are living in this culture of constant availability due to our phones pretty much being an organ of ours at this point. Back in the day when mobile phones weren't so normalized, if you called someone and they were not available, you know what that meant? Well, they're gonna see you later, and they're gonna call back, or I'm gonna call back at another time. Shucks, happens. Back when, back during the AIM days or the MSN days or whatever, right? The early days of online chat. Maybe not even just the early days, but I would say pre 2010s, right? You could talk to someone, then go out, do your business, and wake up with a message or two from hours ago, and you'll respond. If they were still online, you just talk. It wouldn't be an issue, you know. And that can still happen. Like if you have friends and friendships that are solid enough, that is not an issue. And I am very happy to say that at least all of my close friends, me and them have that kind of relationship where if I'm taking my time to respond, or if I'm, I don't know, watching a movie, I will not respond immediately, especially if I'm going to the theater, because it's kind of rude to be on your phone all the time, you know? But I know a lot of people who couldn't do that. A lot of people are not going to the movies because they cannot fathom saying that they're gonna be away for 2.5 hours, or they check their phones a lot of times because of that. And it's kind of concerning. It's further ruining our attention spans, but it's also creating this idea that you see the worst of at jobs. Beforehand, if your employer couldn't reach you, they just couldn't reach you. Now, if they need you and you don't respond immediately, it isn't seen as, well, such is life. It is seen as unprofessional. It's seen as unprofessional behavior for you to not have your phone next to you, for you to not be available and have a life that you're living. You have to be available 24/7. If they're gonna call you and ask, hey, we have some extra, can you come for overtime? We need you to work on these things. No, like before you were out of the office, good fucking luck. They had to actively go out of their way to reach you, and that would take so much effort that it would be rarely worth it unless there's like a dire emergency. Nowadays, they just call you up and say, well, we got extra work, so get to it, buddy. But the problem is that we should not look down on small talk. And I've been trying to reach out to people more, even if it is just small talk. Oftentimes I don't know what to say. Sometimes I'm just saying, hi, I hope you've been okay, and just wanted to say hi, and how are you? And if something goes from there, it goes. If it just keeps to, hi, how are you? Oh, I'm fine. Here's how things have been. What about you? Oh, it's been okay for me too. That's also fine. I think what truly matters is the fact that you tried. Not every conversation is going to be a zinger, and it's not even your fault. Someone may be going through something, or may be busy, or anything. Them not responding to you immediately obviously doesn't have to mean anything too deep. And truthfully, right, if someone was to reach out to me and say hi and say, oh, I've been thinking about you and just wanted to say hi and check up and all that, I would appreciate it, even if it wouldn't turn into some complex big talk or whatever. I feel that the fact that someone thought of me and cared enough about me to say something, that would be meaningful enough. I know also that there's people who do genuinely hate small talk to the point where they would complain if someone just reaches out to say hi, which is probably the reason why a lot of people are scared of it, because, well, some people are annoyed by it, so therefore you don't know if your close friend is like that too. But worst case scenario, you're just going to bother someone ever so slightly, and if they want to keep in touch, they will try to keep in touch, or they will try to talk more. And if they don't, it's their loss. I believe that if you put in the effort and they don't put any effort themselves, it just means that that relationship is not meaningful. Sometimes that can hurt. It can really hurt if it's someone you've been close to. But sometimes it's just best to take a step away. Some people just are not social butterflies, or are not social in the first place. If you put in the effort and they didn't bother responding or whatever, that's on them. If you said hi, how have you been, and they respond, but the conversation doesn't turn into anything too fruitful, and it just sticks to just a short conversation of, hi, how's it going? Oh, I'm okay, I'm fine. What about you? Oh, I'm also fine. And that's all. That is not a problem. It doesn't mean that they don't want to talk to you. It doesn't mean anything. Sometimes the sentiment matters more. The fact that you reached out. If you reach out with the express purpose of every single conversation being successful and fruitful, are you really reaching out for the right reasons? Like, nothing wrong with hoping that it goes somewhere. Let me be clear. But if you feel like they've done something wrong, or they wronged you for not talking enough, maybe I think the problem might be with you. Anyway, to finish this before it gets too yappy, my message is, if you care about someone and you want to reach out, just do it. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. If all you can think about is, hi, I care about you, I want to hear from you, I want to, touch base, catch up with you, chit chat a bit, you just do that. You may feel like you're bothering people, you may feel annoying, but at the same time, think about it this way. Would you be annoyed if someone did that to you? If the answer is no, then, more likely than not, they wouldn't be annoyed either. I'm just saying. So, yeah.